Welcome to TopsTV, where we are all part of the Tops lover family. Join our friendly, respectful, and passionate community for top content. My name is Emily, and today we will be talking about the 10 scariest toys ever made. These toys were designed for children, but they are so terrifying that they can give nightmares even to the bravest adults. Let's get started. Number 10. Little Miss No Name. In 1965, the toy giant Hasbro introduced to the market a doll that would be remembered for its creepy and unsettling appearance. The doll, named Little Miss No Name, had a sad and melancholic face that gave her a disturbing look. But what really caused fear were her eyes, which seemed to follow you wherever you went.
She has no one to talk with. She just sits and she stares. She needs someone to hold her, someone who cares.
Although it was a toy designed for girls, the doll frightened many of them, generating horror stories that quickly spread. It is even said that some girls refused to play with it or hid it in the back of the closet to avoid seeing it. Despite its eerie appearance, the doll became a collectible item for many, considered a rarity that few possessed. In fact, today it is a cult object in the community of antique toy collectors. Number 9. Toddlerpeds. The horrible Toddlerpeds is a creepy toy that doesn't need much explanation, you just have to look at it to realize that. This toy was created by John Bainart, an artist recognized for his disturbing and surreal works. Bainart claims that his toys represent the deepest fears of human beings and that he seeks to explore the dark side of our psyche with them. However, we don't need John to know that this toy is scary. The Toddlerpeds are a kind of humanoid centipede with long, thin limbs that twist and bend in unnatural ways. The design is so disturbing that some parents have compared it to the famous scene in The Exorcist where the girl's head spins 360 degrees. But the most disturbing thing about this toy is that it is designed for young children, despite its terrifying appearance. It's hard to imagine a child enjoying a toy that looks like it came out of a horror movie, but John Bainart claims that his creations can be beneficial for children as they help them face and overcome their fears. Number 8. The Smiling Acrobats by Charles Crandall. They are a set of wooden toys that have a rather unsettling origin. They were created by Charles Crandall in 1987, who some claim was a serial killer. Moreover, it is believed that these toys are intended to familiarize children with the idea of human dismemberment, as the acrobats can be dismembered. The worst part of it all is that these acrobats have smiling faces that send shivers down your spine when you look at them. Number 7. Slingshot Flying Monkey. Slingshot Flying Monkey is an apparently harmless toy, a small monkey with a flying cape. But don't be fooled by its cute appearance. This toy has a sharp and terrifying scream that can make any child cry. Therefore, it is the perfect toy for those parents who enjoy seeing their children scared and crying. Number 6. Raggedy Ann, better known as Annabelle. Tease a real nightmare turned into a toy. Its origins date back to the early 1900s and have been the inspiration behind the terrifying Hollywood movie Annabelle. It all began in 1970 when a nurse received a mysterious gift for her birthday that would change her life forever. The doll had been the favorite toy of a girl who had passed away and then passed into the hands of the nurse, who adored it and placed it in her room as part of the decor. But over time, the doll began to appear in strange places and in inexplicable positions. The nurse also began to find messages written on paper that said things like, "Help me" or "Miss me." Over time, the nurse began to have terrible dreams related to the demon and finally sought psychological help. People close to the case of the doll's first owner claim that she died in the same apartment where the nurse lived and that her spirit would have lodged in the doll to communicate. It is not known for certain what is behind this doll, but its story is terrifying enough to keep any child away from it. Number 5. Jolly Chimp, the Monkey with Cymbals. Jolly Chimp is a Japanese toy with a mechanism that allows it to play cymbals and move its eyes. However, there is a legend behind this toy that makes it more unsettling. It is said that it was designed in the 1950s for children with terminal cancer who were hospitalized. According to some accounts from nurses, the toy would sometimes turn on by itself at night, and when this happened, one of the children would be found dead in the morning. Although this may sound terrifying, some people believe that the symbol monkey can be good company for only children who need companionship at night. Number 4. Baby Laugh-A-Lot. Baby Laugh-A-Lot is a doll that was created for children to play with and have fun. However, it turned out to be the opposite. The doll's laugh is so creepy that it scares children instead of making them laugh. Also, his face looks like that of a dangerous madman who could rush out at any moment to do harm. The commercial for the toy was so creepy that many parents refused to buy it for their children and production had to be halted. It is not difficult to understand why this doll is considered an aberration and considered by many to be a cursed item. Number 3. Bank Face. The bank face was designed so that parents can scare their children when they start asking for money. It has a sensor in its mouth that allows it to chew when touched, and it can swallow any type of coin while staring at you. In fact, when the product first went on sale, many children complained that they felt like the bank face was following them at night.
Ya te tomo mi dinero, pero no me ataques, por favor. De hecho, me impresiona que esta cosa venga con baterías incluidas. Normalmente no. ¡No tiene batería! Chicos, no tiene baterías. ¿Me pueden explicar entonces por qué cuando le acerco una moneda... ¡Ah, la está viva, güey! ¡Vámonos a la verga! ¡Ay, güey, ya! Tengo miedo, mamá.
Hello. Before continuing, would you like to subscribe to my channel? It would be of great help to me. Thank you very much for your support. Number 2. Pregnant Japanese. The following toy is really disturbing and difficult to understand its existence. It is about the pregnant Japanese, a doll that was banned in Mexico for its graphic and explicit content about pregnancy. This doll is very realistic in terms of its proportions and has an abdomen full of stretch marks, but what makes it even more terrifying is that it includes a bloody infant inside attached to the doll by an umbilical cord. How could the creators of this toy think it was appropriate for children? How did they let something so disturbing get into the hands of the public? You have to seriously wonder about the limits of what is appropriate and respectful for children. Number 1. Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, also known as Jack in the Box, is another toy that seems to have been created directly by the devil himself. According to legend, this toy was created by a 14th century priest who was said to have trapped the devil in a boot. Years later, an unknown company launched a toy that consisted of a metal box with a terrifying clown inside, designed to scare any curious person who dared to open the box. Even though the toy has been popular for decades, it still has the ability to scare children of all ages. Even I, at 24, have to admit that if someone showed me a Jack in the Box, I can't guarantee that he wouldn't scare me. I remember perfectly when one of my friends made me watch a video of this toy. I felt a strange feeling of discomfort while he watched it. Hello and welcome to the Willian's TopsTV community. Today I am your host and together we will explore the top 10 most scariest toys, part 2. These toys were designed for children, but they are so creepy that they can cause nightmares even in the bravest adults. Let's begin. Number 10. Zouri Warrior Doll. The Zouri Warrior Doll is a toy doll that appears in the 1975 horror film Trilogy of Terror. The doll is from the Zouri tribe and is possessed by an evil spirit. The movie follows a woman who receives the doll as a gift and unknowingly frees it from the amulet that kept it sealed. The doll comes to life and chases the woman throughout the house in a series of chilling scenes. The Zouri Warrior Doll has become an icon of horror cinema and is still remembered for its impactful performance. Number 9. Hugo, Man of a Thousand Faces. In the 1970s, a game called Hugo, Man of a Thousand Faces was released, which included a half-body figure of a bald man with a rubber head and cotton-filled arms. The game was somewhat unsettling from the start and involved sticking different elements onto the doll to dress him up. The aim of the game was for kids to use their imagination and creativity to create different characters for the doll. But the problem was that the special glue that came with the toy didn't last long, and other types of glue couldn't be used to fix the pieces. Despite the game not being very successful, many people nostalgically remember the unsettling appearance of the bald man and the arms that moved with a string. Although, overall, it was considered a strange toy, it was one of the most peculiar of the 1970s.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxbin.
Number 8. Teddy Ruxbin. Teddy Ruxbin is a toy that went on sale in 1985. He was a teddy bear who told stories to children. Although it was very popular at the time and became the best-selling toy of 1985 and 1986, some children were scared by its realistic appearance and the way it moved. Also, there were rumors that some units could speak unexpectedly, increasing fear in some children. Despite appearing innocent, the scary bear spawned many spooky stories in the 1980s. Number 7. My Buddy. My Buddy was a toy released in the 1980s by Hasbro that was marketed alongside its female counterpart, Kid Sister. My Buddy was a human-sized doll with brown hair and a casual outfit. It was touted as the perfect friend for children and was supposed to help foster social skills and imagination in young children. Although My Buddy was somewhat successful upon its release, it also received some negative reviews for its somewhat creepy appearance, which many described as creepy. Additionally, its television commercial, which featured a boy dragging his doll around, sparked some fears among parents that their children might do the same. Despite this, My Buddy became an iconic figure of 80s pop culture and is still fondly remembered by many adults who grew up with him. Number 6. Atomic Energy Lab U-238. The Atomic Energy Lab U-238. The creator of the lab, Alfred Carlton Gilbert, claimed it was completely safe, but we now know that exposure to uranium isotopes can cause serious illnesses like cancer and leukemia. Fortunately, the dangerous mini-lab was only in circulation for a year before being taken off the market. Number 5. Talkie Tina. Talkie Tina is a doll that appeared in an episode of the television series The Twilight Zone in 1963. In the episode, the Talkie Tina doll becomes a terrifying and disturbing object for a family. The doll speaks in a creepy manner and begins to threaten the mother of the family, saying things like, "I don't like the way you treat me." As the episode progresses, the doll becomes increasingly sinister and begins to physically attack the mother. The popularity of Talkie Tina in popular culture has increased over the years. She has appeared in various parodies and tributes and has become an icon of creepy toys. Number 4. Furby. Furby is a robotic toy with hair that was very popular in the late 90s. In just 3 years, millions of units were sold, making it one of the most popular toys of the modern era. Furbies looked like owls with big ears and could talk and move. Although they were fun for many children, there were stories that sometimes they turned on and spoke by themselves, even at night. There were also rumors that even without batteries, the toys would activate and ask to play. Despite the scary stories, Furbies became available on the market again, but only in the United States. Number 3. Big Lou. Big Lou was released to the market in 1963 for a price of $10, which at the time was quite expensive for a toy. Big Lou was a 94-centimeter tall robot that could say 10 phrases, had bright bulb eyes, and could shoot rubber projectiles from its hands and chest. However, many people who were children at that time were actually scared of it. Although it could have been a fun toy to play with for hours, the creepy appearance of the Big Lou robot, along with its unsettling gaze and smile, caused nightmares in children.
He's ready to work for you, fight for you, even talk to you. Get the giant moon robot. Bargain price, Big Lou.
Number 2. Ronald McDonald, 1979. In 1979, some creepy clown-shaped toys called Ronald McDonald were produced. This clown is the mascot of the world's largest fast food chain and used to be friendly and cute. However, over time, the toys became more terrifying and were not appropriate for children. In fact, if you suffer from a fear of clowns, you should prepare yourself for what's coming next. Although the original idea of producing these toys was good, the final result was not what was expected. If you were like us, you wouldn't be able to sleep with such a creepy doll sitting next to you. You wouldn't even be able to live in the same house. Number 1. Baby Secret Doll. The Baby Secret Doll became very popular in the 1960s, but its appearance and voice mechanism left a lot to be desired. With a red dress and a pull ring on the back, pulling it would make the doll move its mouth and emit phrases that, for some, could be terrifying. The advertisement used to promote the doll did not help improve its image, as it showed the doll as a kind of devilish being saying things like, "I want to tell you something," or "I want to sleep with you." For some children, this doll could have been the protagonist of their nightmares and not exactly a playmate. And with that, we conclude the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon in a future video.
But where is the love?
TopsTV subscribers, we remind you that we love you very much.